That would be me.
Look who we're hanging with.
Jason David Frank.
Boom shakalaka.
Please do not change channel.
Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin' With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. We are at Space Coast Comic-Con. We're wrapping it up after an awesome weekend. We've been hanging with authors, artists, filmmakers, musicians, cosplayers, creative minds of all kinds. And right now, we're wrapping the show up, hanging with our good friend, Hangin' With Web Show alumnus, Bob Dixon. He is the creator and author of Snafu Foo Bar. Bob, how you doing, man?
Doing good, good. How you doing?
Yeah.
So I want to do something different this time.
All right.
You and I we've interviewed a few times.
Yeah.
But I don't really have anything to say this week.
Like I know. Had anything to say before.
I know. But we're going to do something different, though, is I think we need to talk about another author I know who won a little award here this weekend.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, this is our, this weekend I was very blessed to be recognized as one of three authors chosen as nominees for the Spacey Awards. I did win Best Independent Novelist. However, I can tell you, Bob and I and Jamie Engel were in the same category, and it was an incredible to be nominated.
It's a good group there.
It is.
Now, I was going to ask this. I heard a little bit about a panel yesterday we were on.
Yeah.
But I'm sure a lot of people on the web don't know this. How did you actually start the Hangin' With Web Show, and why?
Wow. The Hangin' With Web Show is a desperate cry for attention.
Well, I figured that.
Yeah. No, actually, I tell you what. I started the Hangin' With Web Show because I had gone to a writers' conference, and it was my very first writers' conference.
Okay.
And I was the newest writer there, and they were tabling and signing for about 2 hours that weekend. It was a weekend conference.
So there's not a lot of time.
Not a lot of time to do it. And I was sitting and I said, you know, I'm the newest author, and I don't know, how people are going to receive me or whatever. I said, but I want to do what I know how to do. And I'm a journalist. I was a newspaper reporter.
I thought you got naked again.
I was going to, but the girls told me that they wanted people to actually come to my books, not away.
That's what I'm doing wrong.
See? And so I said, you know what, I'm going to interview the other authors, and I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'll do something, and we'll have a good time. And I did. And at the end of the weekend, an author came up to me and said, you know what, I've never had an interview before, and that was a lot of fun, and I hope you're at my next conference. And another writer came up to me and said, hey, is your show coming to my next conference? And at that time, I just looked at the girls and my what? My show? I didn't have a show yet. So I went home and I thought about it, and I thought, in the independent community, independent arts community, there aren't a lot of opportunities to share our work and to share what we do with the internet or with anybody in the community at large. So we talked about it at length, and we decided let's do it. And we started literally, it was just authors. We said hanging with authors was how we started. And we got requests from other artists to be on the show, and I said, you know what, it's just to be hanging with. And then, we are a web-based series, and I wanted that to be very evident because I'm a big fan of how the paradigm in the arts has shifted with digital media.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I'm a huge fan of that. So I said, we're going to be Hangin' With Web Show. And, because we're on the web, and that's where we're based. And I really don't want it to be different. I like that we're on the internet. I like that we're using this tool for its potential.
Yeah. I know as an author and a creative person, we absolutely love the fact that you guys come out to shows and you give us a chance to get to a new audience and kind of have some fun with it and all that.
Yeah.
Now, as obviously you are an author and you have, I want to say 5 books out, is that correct?
5, yes.
Yeah. And science fiction mostly?
No, actually.
Okay,
believe it or not, I am a huge science fiction fan. I have, my first book is actually a how-to manual. It's
like how to get on the web.
Basically, only I worked in political campaigning for 10 years.
Really?
So it's a how to win your political campaign. It's called Mapping the Road Less Traveled.
Okay.
And it is a step-by-step how to run a political campaign. It complete with checklists on sign development and mailers and walking door to door and waving everything that you do as part of a grassroots political campaign.
So I need to pick that up for a few years when I run for school board.
That's right. When you run for school board,
which I'm going to do.
Mapping the road less traveled. And my next books are the Lucky Marge mystery series, which is it starts as a crime noir, and sort of think about Bogart and that kind of feel. And the sequel to that is what are referred to commonly as a mystery in a bottle, like Clue. You trap everybody in one place, and they got to figure out the mystery. And Lucky Marx is my lead character, and he starts out as a soldier returning from World War II, and through the course of his first book, he becomes the hard-boiled detective that we all know from Bogart and Cagney, and Robert Mitchum, and then we move him forward a little bit in time, and we make him an LA gumshoe on a Hollywood set. And my tagline for my second book it's called Lot 28. Is actually Lucky faces off against the most deceitful creatures in the world, movie stars, and which is a tongue-in-cheek reference to me because my brother is a filmmaker in LA, and his company actually is Arcane Pacific Entertainment, and so the story of Lot 28 actually takes place on the Arcane Pacific backlot, Lot 28.
That's kind of nice to tie stuff like that into books.
It's a lot of fun.
Because I'm like going to Snafu.
And the leader of the studio is my brother, is Jimmy. They call him in the movie in the book. See, movie, Jim. Go ahead. His name is James, and so Jimmy is the leader of the studio, and there's a big murder mystery on set, and that's a lot of fun. And then my last book that there's a short story series that I'm working on. The first one is out there right now. It's called The Philandering Fella. It's sort of these are what I'm going to call the case files. So each small short story will be one case that Lucky works on.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
I told him it's kind of the reverse Conan Doyle. Conan Doyle began with short stories that were released through the Strand magazine, and then he worked his way into creating novels for his character Sherlock Holmes. And my character is the anti-Sherlock Holmes. He is just that. He is lucky. He gets lucky on these cases. And so as a result of that, he's working backwards. He started with novels, and then he's going to go into short stories. And then I just finished a dystopian near alternative future story, which is an EMP is detonated over the East Coast, and the power from Maine to Miami, as far west as the Mississippi, goes out. But the rest of the world is unaffected. So it's about building community. The whole book is about rediscovering the things that we take for granted every day.
Now, if somebody wanted to find your books, where would they go about doing that?
You can find them on Amazon.com. You can find them on Nook. You can find them at Barnes & Noble stores. You can find them, I'm told, I just received an announcement last week that coming up the next couple of weeks, you'll be able to find them at Walmart.
That'd be nice.
So that's actually kind of nice.
Now, when I told my fans I was going to be interviewing you, they sent me some questions.
Oh, my.
And I was like, okay. And the first one they want me to find is, do you have a favorite baseball movie?
I do, actually. My very favorite baseball movie is 8 Men Out.
8 Men Out is good. I forgot that one. See, I like League of Their Own.
That's very good.
League of Their Own is a good one.
I like 8 Men Out. 8 Men Out is the story, for those of you that don't know, it is the story, many of you are familiar with Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner.
Good one.
The story of those 8 players that were banned after the Black Sox scandal. Is called 8 Men Out. It's a wonderful movie, and it's historical baseball. I'm actually a baseball fan, believe it or not.
That's amazing. My next question is actually a baseball question.
Okay.
When you're watching a baseball game and you see the players scratching themselves, do you think American pastime or man, I wish it was me?
There are days when I think, man, I wish it was me.
I mean, I don't blame you.
You know, that's a good question, though. I like that. That's cute. I'm keeping that one for the show, guys.
Okay. The next question was sent to me. I'm doing my job. If you had a choice of being a sheep or a sheep farmer,
well, this is going nowhere good. I can feel it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with farmer.
Be a lonely sheep farmer.
Lonely sheep farmer. You know why? There's plenty of sheep out there, though.
Yeah, it is.
You got more to choose from, more variety.
That's why you're bad.
That's bad, man.
Okay.
Oh,
the other one.
Boy, that hurt.
Yeah.
That did hurt my heart a little bit.
I saw this on the media news this morning, and you're over 40.
Yeah.
And I thought about you when I saw this. They said that 3 out of 10 men suffer from erectile dysfunction. Are you one of the 3?
No.
So you're in the 7 out of 10 that actually enjoy your erectile dysfunction.
Exactly. Yes,
All right.
yes.
I'm glad you own that.
If you get to middle aged, you should enjoy everything that has to do with your erection as often as possible.
Or the dysfunction of it.
Or the dysfunction of it. That's
I agree.
right. Either way.
And the last question I had, this is personal because I'm not sure. Well, I mean, you know, do anal beads make a good Mother's Day gift? I mean, if you get the new ones, not the pre-owned.
No, you got to get new.
You got to get new ones?
You can't go used on some things.
Yeah.
You know?
Some things you got to get new.
Some things you got to get new. But of course they do.
That's what I was thinking, especially for her mom, not mine.
Well, you know, my thing is that I've got so many kids now that anything that I can find as a Mother's Day present, because I ran out of things about 20 years ago.
Get things that you don't have.
I did flowers for 5 years. So get things they don't have.
Yeah. Y'all try the anal beads.
You know what? I think gifts are good, but I'm not going to try them first because I don't think you should play with your wife's toys before you give them to her.
That's true.
It's kind of like your kids. I know all the fathers out there know what I'm talking about. You buy Lego sets for your kids and then you build them.
This is true.
So we all do that, right?
I keep mine underneath the windows in case some people break in.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna kill them with Legos.
I'm gonna tell you.
You'll be dead with Legos.
Yeah. So there is no crook on the planet will come back to the house after they step on one Lego block.
This is true. Now I know we got some people we got to thank for sponsoring the show.
We do.
I'm gonna let you handle that because I don't have my glasses on.
I'm gonna handle that. All right, guys. We've been hanging out with Bob Dixon. He got to turn the tables on us a little bit. Interviewed me. I have a good time talking about myself because it's something I know about.
Maybe.
Sometimes.
Yes.
We're going to say thank you to our partners and friends, our good friends at Something Unique Magazine up in St. Louis, Missouri, our good friends at Space Coast Comics right here in Melbourne, Florida, Famous Faces and Funnies right down on 192, all your comic and pop culture needs right in one place, our good friend Off the Chain Radio with author Yvonne Mason, Pound the Grape, great place to have a glass of wine, sit down, do some writing, awesome day. It is good stuff. Embellish Effects over in Orlando, Florida, a great place to meet all your cosplay needs. Of course, all of you out on YouTube, we hope you'll subscribe. We hope you'll come back over and over again. We have had a great time at Space Coast Comic Con all weekend long. We had a great time hanging with Bob Dixon. Remember, everybody, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next. Thank you, man. Awesome job.
Man.